Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. This article was suggested by Patreon supporter Alexander Ostojic, who's been supporting the show for a while now. Alexander, thank you so much. Patreon supporters like this help keep this show going. We've increased, we're almost at $800. We surpassed 5,000 subscribers. We did that in 10 months. You guys have been really awesome for supporting the show. And what you get, one of the $5 levels, one gets you bonus audio, and the other $5 gets you get to suggest articles, and that's what Alexander has done. He turned me on to this channel, NewsBud, and they are an independent news source. They have a YouTube channel. They have a website, obviously, with articles and stuff like that. So it's really interesting what he brought in. And this particular video is exposing GMO lies, and then goes into some of the deep state and the GMO stuff. So obviously we were all told, or I was told, GMO is bad, it's bad, it's bad. And then we came up recently, oh no, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. We need GMOs to help with crop yield for an overpopulated world and third world countries and stuff like this. So what this article goes into, and what this video, mainly it's a video that goes into, I'll put the link in the show notes below, is how now this was like the Green Project was like two big corporations came through to say this, to put out more misinformation about GMOs. So I know this is like a kind of a hot topic, and I know there might be some of you that are like, Graham, GMOs are fine. But I just have a hard time with anything that isn't what Mother Nature kind of had a pretty solid system in place for a long time before petroleum-based petrochemicals, pesticides got brought into the picture like in the 40s. So, if you have a backyard and you compost and you use, it's a pretty good system. Mother Nature, there's no waste in nature, right? Leaves, banana peels, what have you, there's no waste. It's plastics, which are all petroleum-based products. That's where it all comes from. That's where the actual waste, that's where the floating garbage comes from. So this is really interesting. And I really like, many of you have turned me on to stuff like the Real News Network and now this NewsBud. And this NewsBud is interesting because the network was created by a woman that was a FBI whistleblower. And it's cool. It's a completely viewer-funded news source, and it's going to be. So here's the founder of it. So of this is Sibel Edmonds. She was president of the National Security Whistleblowers Coalition and author of the acclaimed books Classified Woman, The Sibel Edmonds Story, and The Lone Gladio, a political spy thriller. She is the recipient of the 2006 Penn Newman's Own First Amendment Award. Miss Edmonds is a certified linguist, fluent in 4 languages, and has an MA in public policy from George Mason University and a BA in criminal justice and psychology from George Washington University. So this is a very interesting feed, and I appreciate this being brought to my attention by Alexander Ostojic. One of the things that also goes into, and this came out last week before all the Russia stuff just broke, right? Saying that basically Robert Mueller is, he has too many conflicts of interest to be the FBI lead counsel. And it's interesting. So during all of this, like I saw somebody accuse Jimmy Dore. They're like, oh, first you're on the right, first you're a left wing, you're the Democratic, then you support this party, then that party. And Jimmy just responded, I'm from with the Truth Party, because that's what happens here. If you are critical of either side, then you are with the opposing side, which people just don't realize that I'm against all of the corporate deep state side. I'm against Trump. He's a bad, evil person. And I hope he gets indicted. This would be awesome. Manafort, though, is more than likely, Kyle Kalinske posted, just to be clear, Trump will, he'll what's the word I want? Manafort will be indicted and Trump will free him. If I'm blanking on that dumb word, you're all screaming it at this video and you're posting it in the, it's what Ford did to Nixon. This word's driving me crazy. Forget it. You're all going to write it in the comments like 10,000 times. But there's this interesting video also called Breaking FBI Whistleblower. Whoa, that's really loud. Special Counsel Mueller has a conflict of interest in pursuing Michael Flynn's case due to his direct involvement as former FBI director and his role in covering up and protecting Gulen Network's criminal operations within the United States. It's just unbelievable what these clowns are doing. It's just like, watch all of these videos, and I'd love to hear your guys' take on all of this. It's pretty in depth, especially since all of these indictments have just come down and what's been happening. What to me, what all these indictments show, I know some people are like, yeah, the uranium one that's been debunked. I believe the Clintons, that organization that owns Snopes, that donated to the Clinton campaign, they've debunked the uranium one. I believe the uranium one thing is all accurate, and it shows how corrupt the Clintons are. And Trump's corrupt. Like, this either or thing is mystifying to me. Well, this just shows that the Russians stole the election and Hillary should be exonerated. What? No, she stole the primary. They're all corrupt. They're all filthy and corrupt. They're all wrong. But thank you, Alexander Stojic, for supporting the show. And these are one of the things you get to do when you're a Patreon supporter. You get to suggest articles like this, which your cards are charged on the first of the month. And then a couple days after that, I'll send out an email with whatever your reward tier is. And then, of course, your names go in the credits right around this first week of the month. Been a little busy because I was on the road with the ATC festival and on the road and everything. October is kind of a busy month, but back here doing as much content as I possibly can. Thanks for watching.